here we are. Excuse the scary face. No makeup, no hair, no wig. No nothing really. Not even a kitchen. It's ridiculous, isn't it? This is the 10th of April. I've been saying March, haven't I, on my titles for April. See, March, April. It's all blended into one. April's becoming the new March. So today has been a day of where the plaster's drying. Let's show you. Go. Drying plaster. Let's move away from the litter tray. Give you some privacy, Luna. Yeah. There we go. This is the most activity that's happened today. So this wall still is that colour. It's like watching a face mask, isn't it? Where the clay masks, where they change from this colour to this one. Not ready to come off. Ready to come off. There we go. Like, you know, that whitey toned thing. That's it. So all this has still got a lot of a way to go. Hopefully by morning it'll be dry. Or will they have an excuse to not do the work? Right, so today has been the drying day. However, late morning I had the chap that's been really, really helpful, like last week and this week. His name's Mick. He's like one of the upper, you know, like the boss, you know, you've got slightly lower down section leader type things that are in charge, and it's like section leader person is in charge of this shit show, whereas the boss is like, after Good Friday and having AO turn up to deliver the hob, and Thursday before that where I had a plumber turn up who did next to nothing. In fact, he did nothing. Then he went off to look for taps and disappeared, never come back. Long handle taps. I'll show you. So not these sort of taps, but long handle ones, like the ones in hospitals and things like that. You know, that kind of thing. They do them because we found them on the internet, this chap, and they're like medical ones. And he said, I'll go for these taps. I'll go and find some. And then when he never come back. And then I found Craig, the one that's in charge of this operation, and he never phoned me back either. And then the Friday was Good Friday. I had AO turn up. They were like, bloody hell, when they saw the electrics literally hanging off, wires all exposed, laughed dangerously and stupidly and all the rest of it. Then we had Easter weekend. Then on Monday, it was Easter Monday. So there was nowhere open. Then Tuesday, I phoned up their office, and at first I tried getting through to Mr. Useless on his number. Didn't realise that he wasn't there. Then I tried the office and I left a message. Well, I had a chat to somebody that's phoned me up before, that's in one of their little offices, that one of them's in their offices that does all the ring rounds and stuff. And he's spoken to me, and I've spoken to him actually, and I've sort of said what a crap, you know, operation this is. You know, the boss, you know, the company's useless, no one's listening. I want someone else to run this, and all that kind of thing. Anyway, he made a long list, and he says, right, he says, I'm going to pass this over. And it was left for a few hours, and I got twitchy feet, and I really needed to speak to somebody. I wanted to know that it was being dealt with and not just chucked in an in tray and forgotten about. And the same person was like, no, I'm going to sort this now. And the person's going to call you back. And in fact, they're going to come round and see you. And I was like, oh, bloody hell. You know? So anyway, this Mick, he came over straight away. He listened to what I had to say and he decided to get on with sorting this out. So last week, all the painter and decorator and the floor persons were cancelled because this room was not room ready. He then he looked at the tiles and said what an absolutely shitty job that they've done of it. They said, right, we'll strip it all off. We'll get it down to the basics. So yeah, because I had old and new on the same wall, just thrown in anywhere. It's like, oh, that'll do. It's like a bloody patchwork quilt, but not so pretty. And then he organised, it's been like, we've had tilers come in, we've had this happen, we've had that happen, it's been great. And he's been phoning to make sure I'm okay and that everything's going all right. And then today I've had him phoning up and he says, oh, we've got a cancellation with a floor guy that needs to come out. I picked my floor the other day, which was great. It was a bit of a moment where you get this, like a little book of samples and you're flicking through and you're trying to think, how will it look and that. I would have liked to have put the sample book on the floor so I could imagine it, in the kitchen, but it was a bit chaotic. And it's like you get the countdown clock in your head because he's like wanting to make a decision and then for him to go again. Because I had a few queries that I just wanted to show him about handles and doors and stuff like that. And he was like, don't panic, I'm going to still be around in the background of all this. Today he phoned and he said that he's got a cancellation with this floor person and it's basically getting the room ready for the vinyl to come in. So if it needs to be levelled, then it'll be level scribbing, I think it's called. So anyway, guy comes out and he has a look. He says, oh, I had a cancellation, so I was able to just come straight over. And I was like, fabulous. That's good, isn't it? I don't know what else to say, really, trying to make small talk without sounding patronising. And then he comes in here and he looks and he's like, oh, and I'm like, what? And he's like, well, you've got them there. This needs pulling up. That's the company's, that isn't my company's job to do. There was a big pile of rubbish that was over by the cat litter tray. There was a big pile of rubbish that was here and tiles that were down there and a radiator over there. Ooh. So yeah, so that was what was here. And he was like, I can't do the job. He phoned his mate up, or his boss, which the two, I don't know, told him, oh, I can't do it. It's a disaster. She's got appliances everywhere. She's got fridge freezer. She's got a freezer and she's got a chest freezer. And I thought, not quite right, but hey, with a Giovanni Panici magnet on it, And then I pointed out the floor and the fact that I've had this hole for like 6 weeks and, my chair keeps going in it and it's chaos. And then here, because there's no grips things, my chair gets flung forward coming out. So it's very adventurous when I'm coming out. It feels like I'm in a stunt show. Robot Wars, wasn't that the programme I used to remember? That was quite good, actually, where they used to have the flipper and everything. There's funny robots, and it was just fun. But anyway, getting back to this. So anyway, he took photographs of that and all this stuff. And what are you doing? Hey, come out. Do you know, I've had to move things to stop you from getting there. You're just going to get stuck because there is nothing there for you to do. I don't know what the fascination is to try and get in that hole, in that corner, but you're not doing it. So anyway, he went, and then I phoned up Mick again, and I said, there's been issues. He's been and he's gone again. He says, what do you mean he's gone again? And I said, well, he never did anything. Apparently, this flooring to be coming up is your company's, and all the appliances, and I've got shed loads of goods apparently. They need to come out. And he was like, oh, for God's sakes, he says, they need to come and do it. He says, I don't think he just wanted to do the job. So anyway, I said that the rubbish was here from the plasterer yesterday. There's a huge bag of really heavy rubbish there. And then there's a bag of, rubbish under there. There's tiles, there's this, there's that. And it was like, oh, right. So anyway, he says, I've got a chap and his mate. They're going to come over, they're going to take those away, and they're going to do whatever else needs doing to go. And I was like, right, okay. So yeah, they came. I could have swore that one was the plasterer that come yesterday, but I could have been wrong. But I know that one was the tiler. Well, the guy that took the tiles off. So yeah, anyway. The one guy was like, I says, there's a big bag of rubbish there. And it was like from the plasterer. So I've had that many people, I can't think what the job is. And he picked it up and he was like, oh, for fuck's sake, this young lad. And then he put it on his shoulder and you could see him going like a tomato. And I thought, that's really, really stupid, because what we're going to do is do you back in. You think that they'd have like a trolley or something to put all the heavy stuff on, but no, he took it on his shoulder and he carried it to the van. Then they took the other bag of rubbish. Then the tiles, they were like, oh, there's not much up with these, they're all right, they're all new. And I thought, yeah, I know what you're going to do, you're going to take them home, aren't you? Anyway, I thought, do what you want with them, So anyway, he took them. The radiator went, and I thought, well, I hope they're bringing me another radiator. And then they eyed up the wood, and I says, oh, well, that'll stay there, because it might end up being that the wood will end up finishing the rest of the ceiling off, because all that's been taken off down there. Although they might not. They might think, oh, blow it. So yeah. So anyway, wood is still there. It might end up being for something else. So that's that. But anyway, so that's it for today. Nothing exciting happening. Just people coming in and not doing an awful lot. In fact, doing nothing really. And then tomorrow I've got the radiator, the plumber guy, I call him right, the plumber coming back, a plumber coming tomorrow. I'll see if it's the one that turned up before Good Friday. I'll be like, what happened to you? I will. I'll say, what happened to you then? It could be interesting. So anyway, radiator guy's coming to sort out a little radiator for over in that corner, if the radiator is with him. If not, then there'll be no radiator in that corner. I believe that the radiator that's in the hallway is going to have to be sort of moved. It could be interesting where that's going to go. Can't have it over too far because it'll catch my legs when I'm coming out of the kitchen, and it's going to stop me from going into the hallway. So So that's that. Then I've got, apparently the tiler is coming. We'll see what happens there and what tiles he brings out. Because they said to me, they said, oh, have you chosen your tiles? And I was like, no. Was I supposed to have chosen my tiles? I would have liked something, just something nice will do. So long as it's not like looking like a toilet, plain white tiles. I'd want something that's a bit nice. Bit of a pattern on it, or just a bit of an edge, nothing too outrageous. I'm not expecting outrageous stuff. I mean, at the end of the day, this is, council housing, isn't it? It's not like as if it's a 5-star hotel. They'll do as little as possible in the way of frills, but a little bit of a frill would be nice. A bit of sequins would be even better. If it was pink, well, yeah, I'd be really happy, but don't think any of them's going to happen. I did ask for a pink worktop, but didn't get that either. But yeah, so anyway, Tyler is apparently coming back. Tyler! Sound like, get in there! Luna's just come out from the fridge like, shit! She's stuck me again. So, and then the best bit is that my OT, who's not been very, very helpful, she's okay, but could be better. Not very keen to drop everything and come over to see what's what and what I need help with and everything. That side of things is a bit shit. I've then got the useless organiser. He's back off his holiday, so he's coming over with her to have a bit of a confab and see what's what. And the best bit is that they don't know that Mick is coming over as well. He told me, he says, he says, let me know when they're coming over, and I will. I'll be over. He says, I bet Craig won't tell me that he's coming over. So yeah. So anyway, he's coming over. It's going to be very interesting. It'll be like candid camera, won't it? Yeah. We're going to go, surprise! Yeah, it's going to be very, very fun, not. But yeah, I wonder if he's going to give him a roasting, show him pictures of the tiles and stuff. But anyway, I did also send to my housing an email of complaint. A friend of mine that lives not far from me, who lives in the same kind of housing as me, she said you need to get it in an email writing. So, so it makes it all official, and they have to follow it through and all the rest of it. And I was like, okay, cool. So I did it to my housing officer. I thought that's the best person to sort of send, the letter to, or the email. And yeah, so that's what I've done. I sent that, and it's surprising how fast it got forwarded. The housing officer then contacted the OT. I was like, oh shit. But then housing officer didn't contact me. She just contacted the OT. The OT then said to me that housing officer has been involved and wants to be involved now. And it's like, drama, trouble at mill. Yeah. So they're not, she wasn't too happy, I think, to have her fingers rattled by somebody. It's the fact that she's being observed by someone else, and it's been noted on a file now that that they're using this particular company and it's not very good and all the rest of it. So it's like Craig's been watched by Mick, and I think she's being observed by Mick as well. But housing are now observing the OT. So it's like they're being observed to see how long, because I put about how long this has been going on. How long has this been going on? Sorry. Yeah, 6 weeks. 6 weeks, nearly 7 weeks. Ooh. Um, yeah, so that's what's happening at the minute. Yeah, I'm dreading it. I'm really, really nervous. I'm feeling really sick. But I just want it all. I just literally just want them to accept that this has taken way far longer than it should have done, that the jobs were done really shoddily in the first place. There was no organisation. Nobody was really interested in sorting out what needed to be going where. The company itself, so many people have actually said how shit they are and how very poor in organising anything that they are. So, yeah. So, you know, so I just want them to admit that, yeah, there's been a problem, that they're going to get on with sorting what there is needed to be sorted and get on to grips with everything and get, you know, the cupboard that has been put over there yesterday by the plasterer. He took it off to skim behind the wall there. And then it was like, oh, I can't get it to go back on. And I was like, oh, that's a shame. I said, I don't want it on there anyway. I said, I want it over here. I never wanted it over there. So I said, please just take it off, because it was just sitting up there. I said, just bring it and put it over there. So we did. And there it is. I mean, there are a couple of, like, there's a double socket that is just behind that. So that needs to be sort of moved over the wall a little bit. Come out the way. Yeah. Come out the way. So yeah, there's like a double socket that's right in the corner there. And all I want doing is, instead of it being there, is maybe just have it about here, which would make sense. And then that's it. They ain't going to do anything else. Then it's like I was nosying to just see, because I'm going to attempt to get some things to go in here, so that you pull them open and your pots and pans just come out, you know. So that's a nice wide cupboard, so I should be able to find something that's suitable for drawers. And then look at all them down there. I look like one of them people that's got a, a hoarding problem with things like that. Don't know. It does. It looks very, very strange. So that's all then that I've got to go back on. I was like, I wonder where they've all gone. So yeah, I need a socket going back on there. There's a switch that needs to go back over there, and then a double over that end. I mean, the plasterer was like, no, you've got plenty of sockets, haven't you? And I thought, well, no, not really. Because when you're struggling and you have everything that's needing a plug to help you, you know, and you can't reach something. So some things I'm not going to be able to reach, and my son can. But the ones that I can reach are all sort of this way, or that one, or that one. Whoops, that one there, you know, that kind of a thing. So we shall see. I just want this all done now. It's just getting on my wick. But then when in here's eventually, oh, that's something else. This, which isn't fastened properly in that section here, but also, I mean, this bit here was meant to be flush, so it's all like one piece. That's what I got told a few times by people. I can't remember who said what to who for me, because I've had that many things going on in my head. It's a lot. But I got told that there'd be a piece that would be from there all the way along. But I'd be quite happy with this just dropped, so that is the same height of this now. Just, yeah. just do that. That would be great. And then, so that's there. Oh yeah, she's the OT that's had her feathers rattled. I mean, she's trying to make out, oh, you've wanted all these extra bits and pieces, things that have taken extra time and that. And I'm like, well, no, not really. I had a food prep area that instead of being from the one end of the kitchen is now over here. Ooh, that's took a lot of time. And then I requested that I have the hob and oven. Is that really a huge issue? Not really. No. You're just picking at straws now. You're just, because I've, got you reported, you don't like it. So you're spitting your toys out. So this is how it is. So we'll see what happens tomorrow for the next installment. Dun, dun, dun. Right. Ah, Luna. Ah, ah. Luna. Hey. Mm. Right. Right. Bye.